Hello. Tonight's story's Little Captain. Aren't boats wonderful things? Lucian could watch them forever sailing in and out of the harbour. And Grandad knew lots of stories about sailing. He had once been a sailor himself. One day at the market, Lucian found an old model boat. Many years ago it had belonged to another child who had thrown it away once it became old and shabby. You see the boat?
No.
They took it home and repaired it. How different it looked with its new colours and the very odd set of sails. They were the only spare bits of material that Grandma could find. Lucian was delighted and for no particular reason decided to call it the Star. But what was Grandad doing? Wait, Lucian, don't look yet. That evening Grandad gave Lucian a little wooden figure. It was a handsome little captain with a black beard in a blue uniform and a cap. After Grandma and Grandad kissed him goodnight, Lucian looked closer at the little figure. It seemed to look back at him, and that night he held the captain tight as he snuggled down to sleep. The next day, Lucian had hardly finished his breakfast before he ran down to the river with the boat and its captain. The Star sailed beautifully, and the little captain stood high on the deck. A noisy seagull appeared above them. Was it saying something to little captain? I don't know, but the Star turned and it began to sail away, following the seagull. Lucian ran along the bank and he shouted, "Stop! Come back!" until the boat, the captain and the seagull turned a bend and he couldn't see them any more. Down the river sailed the Star and the little captain and the seagull always in front, under willow trees and bridges, past fields and quiet villages, and then the river widened and they streamed by boatyards and warehouses, big buildings and massive ships. Oh no! Until they reached the open sea. Little Captain followed the seagull towards ominous dark clouds, and astonished sailors watched them brave the storm. There's the little boat there.
Yeah.
And then in the distance a lonely figure waved and shouted adrift on a broken boat. Here's a broken boat. Oh, the disappointment when she saw that it was only a toy. But she never saw the little captain make a dash for the cabin. Oh, there he ran. He's running. Or disappear inside the broken radio. She never knew that he repaired it so that she could call for help. But worst of all, she never knew that the little captain was trapped and he couldn't get out. Then the rescue helicopter roared overhead and the little lonely sailor was lifted up to safety. Down below, her boat smashed against the cliffs. Help had come just in time. The sailor held on tightly to the Star. "Lucky Star," she said. Some days later, the sailor called in and she gave Star back to Lucian, saying, "I'm sorry the little captain is lost. I feel sure he helped me, but I'll never know." Lucian tried hard not to cry, but he managed to say thank you. Was there any hope of ever seeing his little captain again? He was going to miss him so much. The holidays were over, and one lovely autumn day after school, Lucian went out to play on the beach. His dog bounded happily in front and chased a seagull, and the seagull stopped, and where she stopped, the dog began to dig. At the bottom of the hole, damp and scratched, Lucian found the little captain. In bed that night, Lucian held the captain very tight, close to his ear. "Now you can tell me what really happened," he said. And Lucian closed his eyes and he listened to the whole story.
Hey.
Night, night. God bless.